minutes, and in that you looked at some 11 odd words that you had not seen before. Or maybe you did, but then you had not committed it to memory. And in 15 minutes you feel confident that you've got them all, right? Okay. So before I test you on that, tell me what is the meaning of adept?
Having skill.
Having skill, yeah.
Okay.
Adventure. No, not.
Yeah.
Ad-
Oh, advent.
Advent.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to be mindful of association forward and association backward, right? Because I may ask the meaning and you may have to tell me the word. Okay, so I'm going to do. So make sure that while you are doing this, at the same time, imagine that Brahmadeva and Hippo on a mountain. So that way you are also doing the reverse association of creation with adventure, which should remind you of the word advent. Right? Okay. So did you start with aesthetic?
Yes.
Because this word here was cut off.
Yeah, we want to
Okay.
annihilate.
Alright. You went till annihilate?
Yeah.
What is the meaning of agitate?
Agitate is like
Did you continue from 11 onwards? Like then, damn, door?
yeah.
Okay. So you know what number is agitate on?
Yeah.
What is the number?
Door 14.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Whatever was the visual for you. Go back to your mind's eye. That's all you should do. First of all, clearly see it in the mind's eye and then go back to it if there are moments like this. And typically, if you have seen it very clearly in your mind's eye, it will immediately come. Okay, so while is it okay if I talk to her? Will it bother you? No, just go back to your mind's eye. Ambivalence.
Stuck. They're stuck in like that state. Yeah.
So ambivalence, stuck between two or more options.
Yeah.
So you must
Yeah,
have,
stuck. I did stuck.
Yeah.
So I know.
that's the key word, which is fine. I mean, once you read through it, no more than twice, and if you have the visual of an ambulance stuck in traffic, probably that's what, I don't know if that's
No,
what you had.
no.
Okay. So the visual of the keyword is far more important.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the rest of the words. I just remembered stuck.
Yeah, so you have to read it at least once or twice, right? After you remember the keyword. Okay, but stuck is good enough because then everything else will automatically. That's how our right brains work. You create a keyword and associate a visual with it. If you have this information in the brain, and which will happen when you read it once or twice. See, in the past, what used to happen is you would read something like this once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times maybe. But then still after a week or so, you were not able to recall. You know why? Because you had not created a visual that is closely associated to the keyword here. But if you start the other way around, create a visual of the keyword, you don't have to read 5 times. Read it twice. You have to read it twice at least, which means information has to be absorbed. Then the retention happens because of the visual. Then somebody asks that 10 days later, 50 days later, a year later, the visual will trigger everything. That's how our right brains work. The visual will trigger the information associated with it. Remember that principle?
and it's promote, like promoting.
Yeah, agitate, promoting something. That's right. Aesthetic,
Beauty.
annihilate,
Destroy.
ambiguous,
Oh. I remember the visual. I just don't remember that they're part of the visual.
What is the visual?
It's a big pot. 'Cause I did big and then big. Uncertain.
Uncertain. That's right.
Yeah.
Unclear or uncertain.
Yeah.
So what was the big pot doing
It
there?
was in fog. It was covered by fog. So
Okay,
unclear.
so that's
yeah.
unclear, uncertain. Good,
Yeah.
good. Analogous.
Hmm?
Analogous.
Oh, this one. Yeah. Similar.
Afford.
Spare. It would like be able to spare money after.
So did you visualize a spare part?
Yeah, like no, like bowling spare.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Altercation.
Noisy noisy arguments.
That's the keyword, argument. Altercation means like a fight. Sometimes it could be verbal fight or a physical fight, but it's fight. So argument is the keyword. Okay. Also, that also brings an important aspect of identify the right keyword. Because noise is not altercation. Argument is altercation. So when I chose the keyword like suit, where did I choose the keyword suit?
Adapt.
Being able to
Suit,
suit.
blazer.
Yeah.
And what's the meaning of adapt?
Being
Like
able
the
to
suit into a new change.
Right. If instead of suit, if I had chosen the word purpose, which is also part of the meaning, will it have made sense? That's why you have to identify the right keyword. So noise is not the right keyword, even though it's part of the meaning. Argument is the right keyword. Altercation means noisy argument. All right. Ambitious.
Wait, I know what it means. I'm just trying to remember the exact keyword I did. Achievement.
Yeah.
Having.
So, out of the 300 SAT words here, you probably already know the meaning of at least 100 or 150 maybe, right? So that narrows it down to only those words that either you don't know the word at all or the meaning. So 50% of it is already there. You are able to do 21 of these in, maybe 20 minutes. If you did 15 minutes for this, as you practice, your speed is going to increase. You already know 100 diamonds, right? So the 84th word on this list is going to be starting with fire and then the other two things, right? Okay, so, allude.
Secretive.
Ambivalence.
Uncertain or stuck.
You all got it. So how did it feel?
It was a lot easier, like time saving,
And
easier to like remember.
much easier. You'll see the power of this when a week later or 10 days later you test yourself, and then say, okay, what was the meaning of the word adversarial? What is the meaning of the word adversarial? So adversarial, advertisement. Advertisement was what?
Poster.
Hostile environment. Okay. So speed of mind. The mind is the fastest thing created in the universe. It can transcend from the peak of Mount Everest to the depth of Pacific Ocean in a nanosecond. That's how mind can travel. So use that speed of mind to create those associations. Adversarial, advertisement, poster, terrorist group, a man with a mask, hostile environment. Use speed of mind faster. That will come with practice. Okay? Any questions? Any doubts? Link, SAGE, right brain triggers, memory principles of known to known, unknown to unknown. And then everything has to boil down to known to known. Identifying the right keyword and creating the right visual for the right keyword. Only then it will make sense. Otherwise, everything you are doing is wasted energy because the outcome that we want is not going to be there if you don't use the right keyword. Those are some of the key concepts that we learned. Any question, any doubt, anything that's unclear? How long will you take now to memorize this? given this, what we did now.
All 300.
Out of this, I'm sure you already know 150. So another 150.
1 hour.
Do not study using this method for more than 30 minutes at a time. Do not. After 30 minutes, take a 1 hour break. Okay, so if you have to do 60 of these, which is, each page is 21, right? And if I do 3 pages, it will be 63. You're going to do in 30 minutes 1 page. So do 30 minutes in the morning, take a break of 2-3 hours and do something else, not related to this. You can go study some other subject, go shopping, talk on the phone, look out the window, whatever else. In the afternoon, just do 2 or 3 minutes of alpha meditation. Be on the palm tree on the beach. Go from 100 to maybe 65. It will take probably under 5 minutes. Go to alpha meditation, pick up another page and make sure that it is numbered based on the sequence of 100 diamonds. Okay. So use that same sequence because you are associating abate with hat now, isn't it?
Yeah.
To begin with. After a week, if I ask you abate and then if I ask you ambivalence, you won't have any confusion. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So do it first in the morning, do it then in the afternoon, and do it either at night or in the evening, but no more than 30 minutes of studying at a time. Because in that 30 minutes, you would have learned 2.5-3 hours worth of information. So give the 2.5 hours, reward yourself, go have fun. And if your parents say no, blame it on me. Let them play, okay? They have done 3 hours of work in 30 minutes, so they own that 2.5 hours. Alright?